Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome back for another card video. Today I am using the new Center Cut Fancy Flower background stamp by Simon Says Stamp. You can see the center pops out. For now, I'm just going to put the outer part in the lower right hand corner of my MISTI. And I want to show you something that's important. So you can see I have a black mark that I've made here at the top. I've also made a black mark at the top of this middle piece where they fit together perfectly. And now I can get these two stamps positioned in the right place every single time. I've cut a piece of crumb cake cardstock to be 6 by 5.5, so it's a little oversized. And I just found that this was the easiest way to get the stamp centered on an A2 size card. So I stamped it in some Versamark ink and put some white powder on it. Now I'm going to heat that up. I'll put it right back in the MISTI the same way I had it. And now I'm going to insert that middle piece using those black lines that I put on it to line it up. So I know my other one is at the top, so I'm going to put this at the top. I'm going to press it down securely in there so it's sticking to my lid, and then I'll sort of hold it down with my left hand while I peel the outside stamp off. So now I know that this is going to stamp exactly in the middle of my other one. So I'm going to ink this up with some VersaFine Black Onyx ink, and to make it kind of consistent with the white embossing, I'm going to put some clear embossing powder on this and heat it. So now I have black in the middle and white on the outside. I'm going to color this with a Zig black marker and a white gel pen. So white on top of the black area. I'm not going to color too much because sometimes it's a little difficult to color with this pen, but I found that as long as I kept the pen moving just in a constant motion, the ink would come out at a really nice rate. So I'm just going to keep moving my pen until I get all these areas filled in. And these are the only areas I'm filling in with the white. Next, I'm going to move to the white embossed areas and color those with my black marker. This marker is a watercolor pen and it has a very fine tip so you can get into these little tiny areas very easily. So I'm just sort of picking a pattern to do. I've got some small areas and some large areas. So those were the small ones. I wanted to show you that. And now for the large areas, I'm going to color right over the white embossed area. It's going to be resisted. And so it's going to allow me to color these areas really quickly. So I just wanted to show you that. Now I'm not going to leave all the coloring in this video because it's just a simple coloring. There's no shading or anything like that. So you could look at a picture on my blog to see what pattern I used. So I'm going to finish it off here. And then there's one more step I'm going to take, and this is because I've learned my lesson about this. Now where I colored over the embossed areas, there's going to be some ink that's left over on there that's not dry. And if I put my hand on it or move my finger around it, it's going to smudge. So I'm going to take a tissue, and notice that I'm just keeping it very still on my cardstock, and I'm just applying some pressure to pull up any of that excess ink that's on my embossed area. Next, I want to trim this out so that my pattern is in the middle of an A2 size. And I found that the easiest way to do this is to put my 2 1/4 mark on the center of my pattern, and then on the right side mark 4 1/4, and on the other side mark 0. And that way I know that when I trim it on both of those sides, it'll be 4.5 inches wide with my pattern in the middle. And then vertically, I just eyeballed it to be 5 1/4 inches high. I pulled my sentiment from the Altenew Magnolias for her set. I needed a simple sentiment because my background has a lot going on. So I'm just going to white emboss this onto black cardstock, and I'll just trim it out. And now I have all my pieces ready. I'm going to put some tape runner on the back of this panel and adhere it to a Hero Arts note card that's black on the outside, white on the inside. And you can see I've got 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom that shows. And then I put my sentiment in the center, kind of toward the bottom. I noticed some areas on the corners that weren't colored in, and I thought that they would kind of enclose my design a little bit more, so I colored those in black and then made sure that I dabbed it with a tissue. And that is the card for today. So an interesting way to use this center cut stamp. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.